How's it going, everyone? So with the current market conditions being extremely bearish at the moment, I felt that it was a good time to buy more stocks. And so with the same amount of money, in return, I can receive more shares for the given company. Now, at the moment, the stock market is not open, and I'm just going to go through a few companies that I would like to buy more shares in, and I'm going to submit a limit order so that when the markets do open, the execution takes place at the lowest price at that point in time, but I'm guaranteed to receive the stocks. So we can see in the pending orders tab that I have no pending orders currently. And so the first company I want to add more to my portfolio is Realty Income. So I've been analyzing the graph here. And what's of notice is that the previous trade-in day, we had a situation where the candlestick became green. So what I meant is that the price opened at the $71, it closed at $72.48, and we had this upper and lower value. And so there's quite a high probability that we may see a bounce back at this point. Now, I should say that generally speaking, for long-term investment, it doesn't matter if you do a lot of technical analysis because all the prices average out. But when there is a big drop in the market, and there has been in recent times, then it's a great time to stock up and buy more of a given stock. So that said, I'm going to hit the buy button. Now usually I click on the limit, and that's just because there's a price in mind that I have and I hope that the market reaches that point. But for this case, I really want the stock. The prices are much lower than usual, so I'm going to hit on the market, and I'm going to work out what £100 is in terms of how many shares that I can get. So with one share, that's around £56, so I'm assuming around 1.7-ish. So we'll do 1.77, and we can see we're close to the £100 mark. So I'm going to review the order. I'm going to get 1.77 shares in Realty Income, and it's just under the £100 mark. So submit the buy order, and we can see that my order is in the pending section here, and that will execute when the markets open. Okay, so the next company I personally want to look into is Simon Properties, and again we have this sort of bounce back from the previous trading day, and I'm going to do exactly the same. I'm going to work out how much I can get that is as close as possible to £100. So unfortunately I can't get any more than 1 point of a given share. And so just playing with the numbers here. So at 1.02 shares, I'm going to review the order, and that's £100 worth, and 1.02 worth of shares, Simon Property Group. Quick announcement. Are you interested in starting your own investment journey and want to receive a free stock worth up to £100? All you have to do is create an account and deposit £30 or more. Trading 212 is available for European residents also, so head over to the link in the description. Okay, so the next company that I'm interested in is actually Walt Disney. Now, Walt Disney has a dividend yield roughly around 1.5% currently. It's increased in recent times because of the massive sell-off in the global stock market. Again, we have this bounce back. And so I'm going to do the same again, just buy £100 worth into Walt Disney. That's under the £100 mark. So that is completed. So next stock that I want to look into, adding more to my position, is Welltower. So just going onto the candlestick graph, again, this bounce back. So with Welltower, unfortunately, they do not have fractional shares. We can tell because with fractional shares, we have this small f. Welltower does not have that. So I'm going to go with 2 because there's a minimum level as well of 2 shares, but that's not a problem. I've rounded down on some of the others. I was aiming to average £100 for each share, but we'll execute this and we'll send the buy order. So the next company is Main Street Capital. Just put up the graph. Now what's interesting here is that we didn't have that sort of bounce back. So on the 1-day graph, we can see that it was still in the red. So there is a greater probability that this price drops even further. Because of that, I'm actually going to be submitting a limit order. So I'm going to go on the 1-hour graph. Now we can see that it was just a standard decline. It was somewhat of a bounce back, but we are on the 1-hour graph. But overall, this had a negative downward direction. So I'm going to be marginally conservative, but 34.80 is a nice-ish number. So I'm going to submit a limit order for that. So number of shares, I just do 1 for now. The price, 34.80. Alright, so something to point out with fractional shares, if you submit a limit order, you can't get a fractional number. In my case, it's not so much of a problem. I may lower this price to 3 later on, but that price is good enough. Equally, we can set the expiration to either the end of the day or good till cancelled. I'll put it as good till cancelled, and we are done for Main Street Capital. So we can see on my free funds tab, still got £192. So the next company that I want to add more positions within is Vanguard FTSE All World High Dividend Yield. And for anyone that would like to follow along, that can be found just searching ETF, and it's this stock right here. So looking at the graph, we can see that the price has been all over the place. But with this one here, I'm just going to submit and buy at the market price. So I'm just going to go with 2, given that some of the other stocks went over the £100 mark, and we'll send that buy order. So just having a look at what we have 5 orders that will execute at the market rate. So those orders will definitely be executed when the market opens. We've got 1 that is a limit order. So should the price reach the value that we set, then we will have more of the shares, but there is no guarantee. The price may never hit that value, but then we can just readjust and reevaluate. So we can see I have £111 remaining, but I'm pretty happy with the choices that I've made. There's just one new company that I'll be adding to my portfolio, and that is Walt Disney. So that is ways in which you can submit pending orders. Now, for those that don't really track individual stocks or the stock market in general, you really don't have to analyze in depth. As long as you are happy with the company of choice and they have a good track record, you don't have to worry if you're buying at the lowest possible price. And in fact, I personally prefer not to. When there's just a massive downturn, you can't really go wrong on when you buy the price, which is why I've submitted a lot of orders at the market value. So those are companies that I will be buying more into, and hopefully it's been helpful showing you some of the techniques that I use. They're not too technical, but they get the job done. They allow you to buy more positions or to add new companies to your portfolio. And we can see that currently I have 15 different companies. So I'll be adding more and more to the different companies in the future. Hopefully this video has been useful, and with that said, I'll catch you in the next one.